Good to see you.
This session of the Archdiocesan Assembly is officially in progress. And this might be a spacious room, but that's no excuse for sitting so far away. Come closer. Did you notice in the book that you received, my remarks themselves are taking up 22 pages, and then the statistics go on to finish on page 43. And since we have enough things to talk about, I'm not going to read the whole thing and put you to sleep. However, I thought I've written in the past beloved of this sort at varying length. For some reason, this particular year, I felt compelled to write more fully an overview, as I see it, of what our diocesan life looks like. So I'm going to make a few comments. And I'm going to tell you that what I wrote here was written over the period of 2 weeks in the course of plenty of interruptions. So you may detect that there's a lack of flow. Well, that reflects my life. There's no flow in my life. The other thing is that because it was written over 2 weeks with constant interruptions, there are a lot of things that are not in this set of remarks. But, in fact, our life together as a diocese, I would say, is described in these 20-odd pages as less than the tip of an iceberg. Our life in this diocese is now so complex and so full and so active. It's been years since I have been able to keep up with anything like keep up with it. And as you'll see from Father Alexander's words about himself, I resorted to chancellor abuse. Because he's half-time rector now of the cathedral in Ottawa. He's half-time dean of the cathedral in Ottawa. And he's half-time rector of St. Herman's in Edmonton, which really means that he has 2 full-time jobs plus being chancellor. So you see what I mean about chancellor abuse. I have a lot to...
Bishop abuse, not chancellor.
Well, I asked too much of this as Chancellor anyway. If God is merciful, we're both still alive somehow. I want to point out also that in the statistics, there are lots of statistics which I've given here. And if there's something the matter with it in a couple of places regarding the format, that's the fault of the translation from my antiquated programs to the modern programs in use here. But you're not going to read in such detail anyway. These details are also only a kind of a vague outline of what our life is like together, and my life in my various travels. What's mostly not explained. It's not possible to explain unless you have almost as much time as I've had to put into this to hear about it. So, I'm going to make some simple comments. In the first place, I want to follow the order of my words by giving thanks to God that His Beatitude, Metropolitan JONAH, expressed his willingness to come to us when he was asked to speak on the theme of this assembly. Because the theme of this assembly is at the root of our life, and it's the part of our life that we most quickly forget as Orthodox Christians. The most disturbing thing for me as a bishop is how comfortable we are getting to be in North America, and how happy we are to live in middle-class Canada with all of the cozy comforts that go along with living in middle-class Canada, and we forget about people who are suffering. And we forget about our responsibilities besides that. I heard, just for instance today, we have lots of needs at home, certainly. But I heard just the other day that there's now a big, giant flood someplace in Moldova in Russia. And there's starting to be a collection, and we're being asked by the Russian church in this diocese to be the funnel for money collected to be sent to the church there to help the people who are in the flood. So, and of course, we're doing it, and there are people who are going to give. But as much as we're doing what is necessary well, just a second. Does that do anything? Okay. As much as we might... See how quickly I forget the vocal lessons I had on Saturday night. Well, that was Sunday night, sorry. As much as we are sometimes ready to give to these emergencies, there are people right under our noses who need Christian compassion. And it's our responsibility to give that to them because the Lord sends them to us. So, I'm grateful that His Beatitude is going to be speaking to us about our responsibility, because He can do that much better than I. God gives Him that gift.